If you love what we do, then please consider supporting CryptFail on Patreon. Your support helps us grow and to create more content more often. And now, on with the show.
2. Okay, when you all got back to the house...
You left.
I wasn't there. Cipher was still unconscious. How long was she unconscious for? Are you rolling for that?
Yep.
And I'm guessing Terry was pretty preoccupied with her being all unconscious and whatnot?
Okay, so I'll do it over 46 hours.
46 hours! Well...
So almost 2 days she was unconscious for.
Really?
Unless
Okay.
the GM says no.
Okay, well then, in that case, Wren will respond to the text that Cipher sent after waking up after 46 hours, I suppose.
Serious question. Did Cipher pay her half of the rent
Before
for January?
getting her...
Good question. How much is half the rent?
300. Sorry, it's 150 is
Okay.
half the rent.
Yes.
All right.
Cipher got a response to her
I'm trying
text,
to
yes.
look for Terrence coming back in from melting
Melting.
the stuff.
Well, she was melting on a tombstone in the backyard, if I recall correctly. So now you just have a tombstone with melted metal on it.
Mm-hmm. And Terrence is back inside, because he came in and saw Cipher playing with the 2 kittens on the floor, and she's got a little cut down her arm.
Oh, yes, she got scratched, I recall.
Cypher's peering out of the lounge room at the front door. Well, the front door is locked, but and she's looking down at her phone that she has in her hand now.
Not 2 kittens in her hand.
Wren's out there on the front porch.
That was not Wren's voice. Terrence goes up to one of the front windows and he moves the curtain and sticks his face on the window to look at the front door.
Wren
from
is
the inside as
definitely
best he
not
can.
there.
Then he comes back and he's like, "You let a ghost in, didn't you?"
Cipher looks concerned. She's looking down at her phone. She looks back up at Terrence, looks at the front door.
How much, if Terry looks out the window, how much of the porch can you see?
And she's tapping away on the phone.
About 2/3 of it.
Okay, not right directly in front of the door.
No, not really. If you plastered yourself against the front door,
Well-
you would be seen from the window.
Wren did not.
But we'd probably be able to see you at least a little bit if you
Wren's
stood
kissing
back
the front door.
from the door.
Wren is not
Also,
on.
did nobody catch my ghost joke?
No,
I did.
I didn't. Completely missed it.
Ghost.
Ghost, what?
So somebody let a ghost in the house, cause Aaron is
Ghost.
ghost, and he was doing the voice.
Oh, lame.
You're lame.
Oh, now I
Voted off
get
the
it.
island.
I do get it. Oh, that's clever.
It's not what you said
I
a
know.
second ago.
I only saying
Still
lame because
lame.
I didn't get it.
Oh, I see.
She says she's on the front porch.
Are you
Terrence goes back and sticks his face on a slightly different spot in the window, and you can tell because there's like this frosted bit where the outline of his cheek is still imprinted on the window. And he looks again.
Wren is not on the porch, but there is a box and 2 envelopes on the porch.
She's in the box.
It is a very small box.
And secondly, Terrence can see the box, but Cipher cannot, because she's still on the floor with a cell phone, as far as we're aware. Terrence goes, there's... Wren isn't there, but we suddenly have mail. How did that happen? There were no cars. There were no people. I've been away from the window for 30 seconds.
Well, no, they were there before. I only mentioned now because you said you were looking from a different spot.
Terrence is still freaked out because there's a ghost in the house somewhere that Cipher let in.
Okay.
So he opens the door, and he picks up the mail. Looks around all sketchy and brings it in the house.
There is a envelope addressed to Cipher and an envelope addressed to Terry, and I will send what is in them.
Terrence will, in the meantime, put the box on the kitchen counter, and he will hand Cipher her envelope.
Well, I was talking in my microphone. No, I wasn't.
What? Alright, both sets.
Terrence hands her the envelope. And Cipher's looking at it.
Yes. That happened.
Just to recap.
Cipher takes the envelope. How heavy is it?
It's a piece of paper in an envelope. Okay. It's not heavy.
It weighs as much as some paper inside some more paper.
She's got a frown on her face. Cipher tears the paper in half, scrunches it up. She puts her phone down, scrunches it up, one bit of paper in each hand, and aiming it at the kittens, she throws the two scrolled up pieces of
that's not nice to
paper at the kittens.
They're like, thank you. Just because they were mentioned, don't throw stuff at them.
Terrence is staring at the letter, and then he looks over at the box, and then he looks at the letter again, and he's like, did she say in her letter to you that she was abandoning us as well? I'm reading between the lines here.
Cipher's on a phone.
Oh,
Cipher
you're
ripped
not
up
talking to me.
Cipher ripped up her letter so Terry doesn't know what it says, I guess.
Whatever. You better clean up this mess, Cipher.
Cipher's staring at Terrence. She looks up at Terrence with a glance of like almost that. You dare tell me, mother, what to do? Sort of look. She's got pursed lips and her eyebrows are scowled inwards.
You know you've been asleep for 2 days, right? Terrence is like crouching in front of her and checking her temperature by putting the back of his hand on her forehead.
Cipher sort of backs away. What are you doing now?
Your accent changed. I'm concerned.
It did.
Rather violently.
I'm stressed.
About what? You just woke up and you were playing with cats a couple seconds ago. What did Wren say to you that's got you so stressed that your accent
changed? You just told me she's leaving us.
I asked you if you got... Okay, what she said to me is that by association, you shouldn't be involved with me either. And the fact that we got all this crap in letters and a package instead of her dropping it off herself in person and, you know, saying hi and coming in for a cup of tea or anything, really.
She's...
Have you tried calling her?
Texted her and she's not replying anymore. Well, she did reply initially, but now she's not saying anything.
Oh, God.
And then Wren gets that message.
Does she?
Yes. It is it's relevant to what?
Is it now? We're gonna have to do something. I don't even know how to respond to that. I just don't. In or out of character? Harder to respond to than the 100 sad faces.
Oh, I thought it would have been a bit easier with that one. No.
Really?
No, not really. I sent this to Aaron.
Did you try to do Liam Neeson?
Oh, did you not realize
Yeah,
who that was?
All right.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Cipher slides over to the box.
Don't open that. Seriously, don't open that. That's the biosamples. We need to give that to people to get
She's
paid.
looking up at Terrence and her finger is moving slowly forward towards the box.
I mean, Wren said we could have her share of the money, but if you don't want it...
She frowns.
Also, that biosample could be some horrible contagion that infects you.
That's not some horrible
Turns you into a
contagion
troll.
that infects you.
How do you know? Oh wait, you had all that information in your head at one point. What is it exactly?
Oh no, that's Emily's. She would not have told me what it was.
What would I not have told you?
What the biosample is.
Oh, I didn't say what it was. I just told Terry this box is the biosample. I don't even know what it is. It's just a biosample. It's just a generic sample, you know?
So, yep, generic, yep. What is that word?
Depends on the word.
Okay. Alright. So, what's in the box? It's... They were trying to splice orc DNA with elf DNA. Because they wanted to make meta-humans.
They wanted to make meta-humans. Like they wanted to have an injectable serum that would turn you into something more than human?
It's something I could picture like the military done. I would, but I guess there's scope for it, especially in the underworld.
There's no scope for it, especially in underwear.
That's also what
The
I
underworld.
heard. But I think you said underworld.
Oh, the underworld.
I also heard underwear, to be fair.
I heard underwear. Oh my god, girly, your accent gets weird
I've got a
sometimes.
freaking hole in my head.
You always had a hole in your head.
But at least it was filled with stuff before. So, I think to some degree, she's rubbing her eyes. They were partially successful, but they ended up just creating deformed creatures that ended up just not living long and dying in a horrible, horrible mess.
Even more reason to not open the box, don't you think? Like, I'm not sure it would affect you at all since you're already an elf, but I would rather not turn into a creature that dies soon.
She pokes the box and does not do anything further. Wren's still not responding. Anyway, she's... Alright. Well, she's doing some searching on her phone. She's not doing really much at the moment. And laying on the floor next to the box.
The box is on a counter.
Yes, it was. Unless she's moved it. She's laying on the counter next to the box.
Okay. It was on the counter. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's managed to...
It's on point for Cipher.
Just lying on the counter.
She's managed to slide up like a noodle into a chair next to the the box on the counter next to the chair, and she's got her head on the table with the phone underneath the table.
Counter. We don't have a table. We have a counter.
Cipher is resting her head on an imaginary table.
That's technically a table.
Terrence is alarmed. He's like, Cipher, if you do one more strange thing, I swear to God, I'm taking you to a hospital.
But a counter's where you get served.
What?
Yeah, but you're not at the counter. You're kind of beside the counter at an imaginary table, and it's alarming. How are you even doing that with your body? It's like you're possessed. Oh, did the ghost get you? Serves you right for letting it in.
Her shoulders slump. She's looking at Terrence.
Smirking a little bit, but he also looks genuinely concerned. In the middle of teasing her.
Concerned about teasing her?
No, he's concerned about her health, genuinely, but he's also teasing her at the same time.
You poor thing. What's wrong?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, I understand. Cipher doesn't. She's just looking at Terrence, not really saying anything. It's almost like a vacant stare. She's just like she's staring at Terrence, but not at Terrence, but through Terrence.
Right, sketchy back alley doctor it is. And he starts, like, walking towards her, and he's like, come on, Cipher, we're gonna get in the car. We're gonna drive you to a doctor.
Negatory. It's like a light comes on inside her head.
Oh god, I thought we took all that out.
What the heck? Her lights convey the idea that a thought has come into existence within her brain.
That's good. What is the thought?
The thought is that her accent changed again.
And she looks down at her phone. And she's sending Wren another message.
I'm intrigued to see what comes after. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't know how to respond to that image if sent to me, so...
Oh, you don't need to explain. If there's no response, there's no response. I think Wren thinks it's her fault.
Wren thinks what's her fault?
I think the whole hole in the head thingy.
I mean, that was at least partially your choice, right? It would have been more difficult for us and for you especially if you left your implant in, but you could have done it theoretically, right? You could have overcome whatever malware attached itself to your implant. Or no?
Yeah. I could have left it in there.
Yeah, so why would she think it's her fault?
I don't know. Maybe she thought that it was too risky a job, that she shouldn't have taken it.
Well, I got that much from the letter.
She's looking over at the kittens chewing up parts of her letter.
Well, if you don't need a doctor... Damn it. If you don't need a doctor, do you want to just go drop off this bio sample, make a call, and get some money?
You didn't want me to go on the drop.
You were very ill. And you were completely out for 2 days. You seem to be mostly better now, though. And the drop
was like,
doesn't
what the
involve
hell?
anything.
The soup. I forgot the soup.
Parts of this is like...
Forgot the soup, too. Oh, my God.
There's a rainbow.
Codeine soup.
I think Terrence accidentally drank some of the soup.
I don't know what was in that soup, but like it must have been magical.
No wonder Cipher was staring into the distance.
And you're just assuming that she's got something wrong with her. Of course she's got something fucking wrong with her. She's drugged up to the eyeball with chicken soup.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
So did I.
Terrence?
The medicated soup.
You looking at me, Terrence? You right there, boy? Hello? Hello?
God damn it. So do you want to come or not? It's easy. It doesn't involve like sneaking in
My
anywhere.
headache's just started up from having to talk to you. Why are the lights in the house so bright? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll come.
Do you want to have some more soup before we go?
Yes, please.
Oh no.
Terrence is just shaking his head as he gets her some more soup, and he's thinking about how she's going to complain that his soup just isn't the same anymore after
It's just
this.
not the same without that crack cocaine.
Oh, is that
but
what
she
the
doesn't know
doctor
what's in there.
prescribed?
Well,
She doesn't know there's
No, she
drugs in
doesn't.
the soup. She just knows that it's soup.
but I'm just wondering what the doctor gave you.
Probably the equivalent of T3s.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Codeine!
Oh, codeine does nothing. It's only...
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just a painkiller. It doesn't
Yeah.
make you drugged out or anything. Oh, it can actually affect some people. Some people can't have it because it really affects them quite badly. All right. So Cipher may or may not be having a mild reaction to the codeine.
May or may not be having this. Okay.
Do not operate heavy vehicles.
Says Cipher to herself.
What do you think I put in the soup, Cipher?
Cipher.
Terry's like, yeah, great
Yeah,
idea.
Cipher looks up. Her eyes are squinting at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, that's an answer, I suppose. Let's hurry up so we
Oh.
can go.
I'm waiting for my soap.
You mean the soup that's in your hands right now?
Cipher looks down at her hands, at the bowl, looks up at Terrence, and she's...
I did say he handed her the soup,
Becca
right?
did. Say that.
I want to double check that.
I heard it. It happened. The soup has been given.
We need an adjudicator for each of these.
For every time someone's like, did I do that or did I just think I did that? Someone's like, yes.
Hang
you
on,
did it."
wait. Isn't that the
was here.
GM's job?
Probably.
Don't look at me, I'm irrelevant.
GM's taking a
He's,
nap.
he's irrelevant at this stage.
He's sitting there and he's going, how long is it going to take them to leave the house and actually do anything?
be
Oh
like,
my
they
God.
still haven't gotten to-
give it 45 minutes
They
and we
still
may have
haven't
reached
gotten
the
to
door.
the adventure.
Upends the soup bowl to her mouth in front of her face without using a spoon and swipes away and pretty much drinks it like a... Alright, so after she drinks the soup and basically chewing the small, some of the larger chunks and eating that, she puts the bowl down on the counter and she looks down at the phone in her hand.
Yes, no, no, yes, yes, no, yes,
Well,
yes,
she's-
no,
She's
yes,
looking down
no.
at the phone in her hand. She's looking looks back up.
Yes.
Yeah. I? What?
Are you ready to go? All right, let's go.
How are we getting there? I don't think we should take the car. Maybe George.
All right. He kind of looks longingly out the door because he hasn't driven anywhere in a couple days and he really likes that car. But he calls up George. He asks him to come pick them up.
Okay, no problem.
Death of you one day.
It would be a worthy death.
In a car? I couldn't think of a worse way to go.
In that car. It's a beautiful
It's just a car. 4 wheels, a stick, and a manual operating device. You can't even plug yourself into it.
You can't plug yourself into anything anymore, dearie.
I know, right? I don't know whether I should be missing it or whether I should be happy about it. And she looks a little bit solemn at the moment.
Try being happy about it.
And she's walking out. She's standing on the front porch at the moment. In her pajamas.
Terrence has gone out there and he's not saying nothing about her pajama situation, and he's closing the door and he's locking it. She's got her phone.
Mm-hmm.
Is she wearing slippers?
Yes.
What kind of slippers?
Good enough.
Little pink, fluffy, bunny-eared ones.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
You're assuming. If you don't know, who does?
I don't think stating the entirety of your wardrobe falls under the "if you didn't state it, it didn't happen" clause.
No, I was just being curious
Okay.
as to what kind of slippers Cipher would have.
No, that's only for things that are
Story
that could-
breaking.
Right. If someone sets something up, but then someone, GM as well, I mean, to some degree, can suddenly just go, oh, well, that can't happen because yeah, if the story breaks, that's what it's really for. Just, yeah, things like, oh, my character didn't say they put shoes on. No, do you want your character to have shoes? Yeah.
Everyone is
Right.
barefoot all the time.
Yeah.
The only reason I brought it up is because you did specify that she was wearing pajamas.
Yes. Because it might be an important thing for the future of the game. Well, in the future. Not for the future, but in the future of the game.
For the future of the
For the
game.
future of
it's
Shadowrun.
imperative that we
the world
know.
rests on Cipher's dress.
Yep.
Is George there yet?
Talk again.
You put the idea out there.
What idea?
The world will come down to Cipher's dress.
Okay.
Now I just have to
Terrence
work
is
out how to
kinda
make that
like-
important in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And yes,
He looks kind of worn out and strained, and he's kind of like looking bug-eyed down the road for George. He's like, where the heck
and
is
he pulls
that
up,
guy?
which means he wasn't that far away.
Well, that was quick. Do you think it lives nearby?
He must not have been far. I don't know. He was that quick when we were at Cornerstones, too, and
Maybe he uses magic.
we're 20 minutes away from Cornerstones. You should ask him that. And Terrence opens the door for Cipher to
And
get
she
in.
shuts up and she gets into the back seat and sits over on the right side.
And that means that you didn't leave any space for Terrence to get in the back seat because we drive on the right side of the road here in
Oh,
America.
damn.
Yes, we do.
Cipher.
Hang on.
And Terrence is just, he's standing there and he's looking at Cipher and he goes, okay, fine then. And he closes the door and he gets in the front seat on the right side because that's where the passenger side is.
Let me just move my bag of milk.
Yes.
They don't have bags
No,
of
I
milk
get
in
them
the
sent
States.
down
do
from
some
Canada.
places.
Not very often though. It's mostly jugs of milk and
George
cartons.
imports his specifically.
Imports it.
his.
Cypher's going to start carrying grenades for such occasions.
Had to blow up his car.
Okay.
Don't you dare threaten George's taxi. Anyway, George, Cipher has a question for you about magic and time travel.
Why would I know anything about either?
She says you're really quick.
Well, I am, but I wasn't far away. I was dropped off a parcel from Wren, and then I was driving back, so I wasn't far away.
Oh, Wren got you to drop off the parcel? Oh.
You didn't knock.
Huh. Did you see her by any
Yeah,
chance?
she gave me the parcel. She said...
Does she look okay?
She looked... stressed? Disheveled?
I think she always looks disheveled.
No, she doesn't.
A little Mistress Bedhead, perhaps?
Mistress Bedhead, really?
I don't know what that means.
Well, if she was here, she would have asked that question. There was an edge to her eyes, and her hair was a little...
Crazier than mine without my hairpins?
as if all her thoughts were on one side of her head.
Oh dear.
Which side?
Yep, because Cipher certainly didn't pick it up.
We haven't told George where we're going.
Cornerstones, I assume?
No, hang on, Cipher, did you grab the box?
She holds up her hands. She's got a phone in one and nothing in the other.
Terrence gets out of the taxi. He kind of jogs up the path to the house. He takes out his keys. He unlocks the door. And he goes in the house. So he comes back out with the box. And then he
Did you
locks
get
the
the
door.
chip?
And then... he goes back in the house. And he gets the damn chip. For fuck's sake. There you go. He jogs back to the taxi, and he's after locking the door because he locked the door. He shakes his fist at Dylan if Dylan's at the gate, and then he gets back in the taxi and he's like, "Okay, we're ready to go. We are going to."
And Dylan waves a little bit awkwardly, being a skeleton.
Interesting. The box has been spliced with orc
Terrence.
and elf DNA. It's now become sentient.
Well, then apparently soon it will die.
I was about to ask if you're telling George this. George, I'm sorry you had to hear that so suddenly. Don't worry, it's sealed as far as I'm aware. We're going to this address and, if at all possible, container 417.
The docks. Okay.
Yeah. We're just doing a drop-off and then making a call. I'm not exactly sure how the trade-off is going to work. But we'll find out.
All right, no problem.
Terrence puts on his seatbelt.
Cipher looks a little pale as well.
Oh, you'll notice a fancy new accessory where her socket used to be. Is that what you call it, Cipher? Your audio jack?
Cipher is looking at Terrence at the back of his head with wide, gaping eyes, as in, what the heck? Her mouth is ajar, like, what?
What are you talking about?
She had her implant removed. And he picks it up from on top. Or, no, he can't. He's just got the chip on top of the box because he melted the implant.
Big deal of it. That's not a big deal at all. It's just a cybernetic implant.
She's not going to get addicted to being plugged in all the time now. And Terrence is like really
But isn't that essential to being a hacker? Isn't hackers... Don't you all have this implant thing?
It can't be essential. Plenty of people hack without the implant.
Yeah, but they're not that good at it. The implant gives them speed and extra ability.
Cypher's not saying anything, and she's dialing the phone, and she's calling Wren.
Terrence looks confused, and he's looking over his shoulder at Cipher, and he's like, is that true?
She's got the phone up to her left ear because the thing's...
That seems kind of extreme.
From Terrence, and she's looking out the window as the phone's ringing in her ear.
Terrence looks decidedly less excited about it, and he says, I had no
Who in this
idea.
world does not set up their voicemail?
I'd say Wren. I've tried calling her before. Funny, I always thought it would be something about cats, you know, her voicemail.
Cats? Why?
Yeah, she likes cats.
But why would she have it in a voice message? What?
Because she likes cats. Everybody thinks that she's a secret cat lady, that she's got all sorts of cats. All over whichever hidden apartment she lives in.
But didn't you pick up this parcel from her hidden apartment?
No?
Where'd you pick the parcel up from?
Cornerstones.
So she was at Cornerstones. Can you take
She was, yeah.
Cornerstones?
Now?
Now?
We're halfway to the docks, Cipher.
But Wren!
Maybe she'll still be there when we get back. But if she's half as haggard as George says she was, she might have left right after giving George the package.
Was she still there when you left?
If she...
Well, yeah, she gave me the passage. Said, take the package to Terry.
The passage or the package?
I took the package, and then I took a passage.
That's how he got there so quick. He drives to the secret passage.
Oh, the secret magical passage. Okay.
And then I dropped it off, like I was instructed to. Not to answer too many questions, but I didn't know anything. And then go about my business. And then you called.
Cipher sort of arranges herself so she's sort of like sitting sideways on the seat. She's just got her head on the back of the seat looking outside the window on the driver's side. She pulls switches the phone over to her left hand. She pulls the seatbelt down over her and clicks it in.
Terrence is being very quiet because he didn't realize what Cipher had done by removing the implant.
And now he understands why Wren feels guilty.
Yeah, pretty much. But like he hasn't gotten to that point in his realizations. He's too busy feeling guilty himself.
Well, I guess we do the job. and then I'm going to go find her.
Well, I might have something to help with that. But 2 things need to happen. Well, 3 things, actually.
A tracker?
Cipher, I don't know enough about computers to know that an implant makes you a better hacker.
You can build an EMP.
Alright. Yeah, but I don't understand how it works. I just know what parts I need to stick together. Batteries and magnets, and nobody really understands why magnets are magnets.
I know I'm attracted to them.
Iron Man, huh?
That's me. Tony Stark. Cab driver. George is just my cover.
By day.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so, before we go tracking down Wren, first we need to do this drop and get the money. Second, we need to go back to the house so I can get some stuff. Third, we need to go to Cornerstones to check if she's there. And if she's not there, then we can,
Shouldn't we do
track
that
her.
second?
Trust me, we need the things from the house to track her if she's not at Cornerstones.
Alright. If she's too difficult to find, I'm going to burn this city to the ground to find her.
That seems a bit dramatic.
Cipher, are you planning on finding her dead or alive? Or would you prefer to find our friend alive? Because I like alive. Alive sounds good.
Alive.
Did she hurt you? Then why are you so
I'm not angry.
Why would you even contemplate burning down a city to find her then? That would definitely hurt her.
Feelings.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose I can understand that. Let's just get this done, and then we can move on to that. Hey, George.
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
And he pulls up. It's amazing how he can arrive just when he needs to.
He's got the best timing.
And the docks are dark. They're not pitch black, but they've got lights, and they're those sort of weird oblong sort of lights with the rounded edges and a cage over them. And they sort of light up a little bit around them, but not much of the area pushing out from them.
So we're still daytime, hey?
I thought you went in the evening. What time are you, what time are you going?
I don't know. We were leaving pretty much straight away, so I'm assuming...
It's been 2 days.
Yep.
And you're the one who brought this up, so it's up
I'm
to you.
assuming it was daytime, like mid-afternoon. And it probably doesn't make sense to go there during the day. So... then that would have given us time to go and look for Wren.
Nope, we're here already. Alright. Terrence is going to unbuckle and start to get out of the car, and then he's going to stop and he's going to turn around and he's going to look at Cipher and he's going to say, "You should stay here. I'll do the drop. Nobody suspicious needs to see that you're without your implant anymore." Sound good?
She's she's like looking down at the back of the front seat. All right.
I'll be right back. And Terrence gets out.
It's a large concrete
know.
area. There's actual train tracks on some of it. You don't see anyone. You do see robotic cargo loaders. Some are like a crane that are unloading a large cargo vessel that is parked there. And there is smaller ones that are vibrating the ground when they're walking. They're like... And you see there's no one controlling them. They're following a predetermined path and a predetermined job sort of thing. And you can see one ship which is rusty and no lights on it.
Says the box.
To Cipher.
Jesus. Well, no, Terrence still has it. He had it in his lap the whole time.
Well, he could have taken the sample out of the box and left the box.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't want to mess with the sample.
That's fair.
And because the cargo vessel is so large, there you see one gangplank which leads up to a door which is open about halfway up the ship. It doesn't actually go to the deck.
Is there a ladder to get the rest of the way on?
Nope,
to the
you'll be
deck?
entering the ship.
Oh, it's just a hole in the side of
And
the
if
ship.
you look at pictures of Titanic, you see the same thing. All the second and third class passengers didn't go on deck. They went through... Actually, everyone did, but they had them at the... I think the front was like second and third, and then the rear was first class. And they entered and went to their cabins.
Yeah. Terrence will, look around, and he never put his letter down, so he still has it. He probably stuck it in his pocket, but I didn't declare that. And he's just standing there, and he's, sketched out, and he's looking around, and he's trying to call Wren now.
I mean, she's not answering.
Of course she's not. He's gonna try. And it's going to, beep off and probably not even have voicemail left because Cipher took it all up.
No, it's the pre-recorded message saying that the person you're trying to call hasn't set up voicemail.
Terrence will probably try and call 2 more times after the first time, and he'll get that message again. Mm-hmm. And then he'll start walking back to the car with the biosample in the chip, and he's running until he gets back to the taxi. He's like, George, we need to go back to the house right now.
Okay, you didn't do the dead drop?
Apparently we don't get paid unless Wren calls.
Oh, this is the Dead Man's Boots mission.
Nobody told us that.
I thought she did. Everybody knows. They were talking about it. She got a call from an old friend who was already dead by the time you got the call. You guys were picking up his mission because he would be dead. Got killed doing this mission.
Wouldn't that mean that we wouldn't get paid because the original mission person died?
Well, I think he made arrangements. By the sounds of it, when I was talking to Fennyman and Lambert, they were saying that it sounded like he knew that he was going to die, that somehow he screwed up, and that whoever it was that wants might not be the ones. Well, I don't know, actually. It could be the guys you're actually getting paid by, but I don't know if he double-crossed them or not, or if it was the as technology that he stole it from, or that you stole it from, but he was going to steal it from, and they learned about it But he knew he was going to die. So it sounded like he knew he was going to die, so he set it up so that Wren could finish the mission and get paid. Maybe as a thank you for being cool, I don't know. But somebody is willing to kill for what's in that box.
Yeah. Hell of a thank you. Here, I died doing this. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Well, you did. Except you've still got it, so...
It would help if we could get paid for doing it.
There's that. Maybe they didn't assume, or her dead friend didn't assume that she would disappear.
This whole situation is dumb.
I'm just a cab driver.
How quickly? Yeah, it's not your fault at all, George. We really appreciate you.
Thought he was Iron Man.
How fast do you think we could get back to the house?
Well, if we're careful, not long. I can push.
What if we're not careful?
Yeah, but I don't really want to meet Lone Star, do you?
Okay, I don't mean that not careful.
They're going to say, what's in the box? Because if they pull us over for a broken taillight, they're going to ask what's in the box.
You have a
No.
broken taillight?
But if they pull you over, they can break it. Because they're going to say, who are you going to call? Lone Star? We're here. You got a broken taillight. What's in the box?
To the drop. You can hear this like little meek voice coming from the back seat, and Cipher's not even on the back seat.
Oh dear, is she in the wheel well again?
Where'd she go if she's not in the back seat?
You look at Terrence looks over the back, and Cipher's sitting on the floor behind the front seat.
Cipher, if we do the drop, we might not get paid.
She's got her head tucked away inside her pajama top.
Oh.
You don't care about the money, just get rid of it.
We'll get rid of it. Don't worry. I don't want to hang on to this any longer than we absolutely have to.
You can hear her sniffling.
Oh. Oh no.
Yes.
Well, Wren
No,
can't.
Wren can't.
No. Well,
It would be...
depends on how loud it is.
it'd be wait, Wren's actually secretly in the boot.
Yep. Been there the whole time.
Terrence reaches behind the seats and he pats Cipher on the head and he goes, "We're gonna skip checking cornerstones and go straight to tracking Wren down because this isn't okay. None of this is fair, and then bailing last minute is just not
Let's
cool."
just do the drop.
I am not gonna do the drop with the chance of not getting paid after all the hell we've already been
Tenants,
through.
it's
Especially
either do the drop or it could... The repercussions, just... We'll work out the money thing later.
Are we still close to the docks?
Yeah, because you've been debating he didn't leave.
He didn't
Just because,
leave.
well, Cipher
alright.
started debating.
Terrence is gonna get out of the taxi. He's gonna slam the door because he's pissed. He's gonna stomp over to the stupid ship. And, like, what is he looking for?
No,
deep
it's
freezer?
at the moment from the dock you can see a big cargo ship that's dark that says Saint Ava Maria.
Yeah, I know, but they said close the door. What door is he
You're not sure at the
closing?
moment, you're just looking at this big ship.
Okay. Well, he gets
And
to
there's a
it.
gangplank leading up to midway up the side of the hull to an open door.
Okay. And he goes up to it.
And it's
And into the door.
It's pitch black. As you step in, a neon light goes like... And you can see it's a passageway that leads to stairs leading up.
Jesus. Stupid heckin'. He's like stomping down this hallway.
And the only sound you can hear
Doesn't like
is
blinded.
Terry stomping through the hallway. The ship is amazingly quiet.
He'll walk down the hallway and to the stairs. And if nothing happens, he will walk up the stairs.
And when you get to the second floor, lights go bzzz, which ends at stairs going up.
Oh, Jesus. Where in the hell do they want me to put this stupid heckin' box? And he goes down the hallway again, into the stairs, and up the stairs again.
And it comes out onto the deck. And you can see several containers, and one is open.
Terrence kind of stands on the deck for a bit, trying to adjust to the fact that it's dark outside. Because he's human, and he was blinded twice.
Oh.
And he's like, ugh, fucking worst job. As soon as he gets to the point where he can see the open container, he'll walk over to it and he'll look inside.
It is empty. There is just a table at the end of it.
Like inside the container? Does it look like there'll be enough clearance for the box and the chip if...
It's a full-size container.
Okay.
It's like
It's a shipping container.
Oh! See, I don't know anything about docks. Terrence will put the package and the chip on top of the package, on top of the box, on top of the table. Sorry. And then he will walk out of the container. And he will close the door.
And it closes and you hear it.
Which was it? The table in the shipping container was a counter?
Wouldn't that be funny?
Oh, God. Don't be bitter, Adam. Anyway. And then Terrence, still grumbling, goes back out the way he came. All of Terrence's blood is still, like, in his brain. So he's still pissed.
I hope there's
And he
blood
goes
in his
back to
brain.
No, I mean, like, you know how all the blood rushes to your head when you're angry? Kind of like that.
Upside down.
What in the hell?
Yes, he's been hanging upside down in the shipping container.
He'll get back to the taxi, and he's still in a huff. And he's like, when I get a hold of Wren, she's getting an earful.
She's got her head tucked into her shirt, and she pulls it out. You can see that it's been quite obvious that she's probably been bawling her eyes out since she left. Her face is completely flushed. She's got tears streaming down her face. She nods and tucks her head back into her pajama shirt again.
Terrence reaches around and gently pokes her in the forehead until her eyes show up again. He's like, that's a lie. Tell me what's wrong.
No. She shakes her head and then sticks her head back into her shirt again.
Oh, well, I seriously doubt George and all of his worries about Lone Star is going to drive off with you crammed behind his driver's seat like that, so you might as well fess up.
She raises her head out of her shirt. She props herself up onto the back seat, pulls across the seatbelt, and she's just staring blankly out the window and rubbing tears away from her cheeks.
And Terrence says, "Are you upset because we got rid of the last bit of your implant that we had?"
No, I'm fine.
Why are you crying? I'm, worried, girly. You've got... You shouldn't be this worked up. That's part of why I asked you to stay in the car.
She looks at Terrence, briefly nods, and then looks back outside.
Terrence turns to front, does up his seatbelt, and he's like, "Okay, George, let's..."
And George pulls away. And unless you're doing anything, he arrives. Shadowrun, a slice of life adventure in a dystopian future, starring Becca as Terry the Mage, RavenInsane as Cipher the Hacker, Emily as Wren the Thief, and Ghost as the GM. The excellent Shadowrun is produced by Catalyst Game Labs. The Genesys rule set comes from Fantasy Flight Games, and many of the sounds and music comes from Syrinscape, which is an amazing tool for bringing more life to your game table. This has been a Crit Fail production.